Welcome to Real Outdoors. Captain Adam here. We had some excitement over the weekend, so we have a special Captain Roundtable for you today. Next to me, Captain Bobby Sullivan from Icebreaker Charters, who just broke the Chinook record in Michigan, and I do believe possibly all of the Great Lakes for the biggest Chinook of 47.86 pounds. So we got to talk about this fish.
Yeah, it's a very special fish to catch.
Yeah, I can. I can't even. I mean, I wish I could say what I would feel, but I'm hoping that you can explain to us and let us have some of the excitement. But first, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Captain Chuck's, for making this happen, and also Bushlight Apple. Try these out. Fantastic beer in a can there. Tastes very well.
Yep.
It's nice. All right. So let's just get a little background from you. Like, what's your fishing history briefly, and then we'll get to the meat.
So ever since I was a little kid, my family used to always bring me up to Ludington every year in August, and we used to stay at Crystal Lake Campground here in Scottville. So ever since I was little, I've been coming over here, like I say, during the month of August. And now, currently, I do a lot of chartering on Saginaw Bay, and I spend half my summer over here chartering for salmon also. I do river trips for salmon and steelhead, and I also do duck hunts on Saginaw Bay.
Awesome. So you've been charter captain for...
This is my 5th season. I have to renew my license. Yep.
Awesome. Yep. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
A good accomplishment to get all that work done to be licensed and do this thing. Obviously, we got you your website right down here in the front, so people can contact you if they want to try and book a trip or a hunt or anything like that. I think a duck hunt could be in my future on Saginaw Bay. I think that would be a blast. So why don't you just run us through the morning? Like, where'd you set up? What was your what direction were you going? A little bit of information.
So we left the dock probably about 5:10. We were getting set up somewhere near probably close to 6 o'clock in the morning. I set up probably in the middle of the ones, bottom of the ones. I can't quite remember exactly where it was, but that fish hit. I was pretty much almost done setting rods, and that fish hit in the middle of the twos, and it hit on a 350 weighted steel by Torpedo. And everyone knows by now the moonshine raspberry carving that's been going around on the internet quite a bit. But that fish hit, and I knew it was a decent fish when it went off. It was taking line. It wasn't like a drag burner, but it was slowly taking line out. When I say slowly, it's taking a good bit, but it just kept going and going and going and going. I think it probably had, if I had to guess, 400 feet of backing out.
Wow.
You know, it was close. I think I had 450 feet of braid on the backing, then I had mono below it. But I was starting to kind of wish I had a little bit more braid on there. But once that fish turned around, it probably took 10, 15 minutes to get the board to the boat. And once we got the board to the boat, that fish never took out any more line. And it played nice and easy all the way in until I netted it behind the boat. And once I netted it, I went crazy. I started yelling, screaming. They didn't really know why I started yelling or screaming. And I told them at the time that it was a 40-pounder. And after I lifted it up a couple times, I knew it was a big fish. I knew it was just a giant. But I started talking to people, and the first 2 people I told them I had a 40. Then I started second guessing myself. I was like, 40-pound salmon is a very big salmon. And I didn't want to come up here, weigh a 33, 34-pound fish in the Bonanza, and everyone at the dock will ask me, where's your 40-pounder at? So I started downplaying it a little bit, and once I hung it up at the marina when we were there, it weighed 47.6 on our scale at Ray's, and Doug came up, and he goes, that's the biggest salmon I've ever seen. He's like, you need to get to Captain Chuck's right now.
Yeah,
so,
polecat.
Yeah,
Captain Doug. He's got a little experience.
Yeah, a lot of experience. But that's about it for the fight. We trolled around for a little bit, caught another coho. It was actually my slowest day. We only caught 2 fish. That's my slowest day I've had out here. But on the way in, I told him, I was like, well, sorry for, kind of tough out there for us. And we got back in, and after everything happened, I was like, well, I'm kind of glad it was a slow day now. I'm glad we didn't hit any other fish when we had that one on and happened to lose it. But
So, can you just like lay out your whole setup that you used and
so, as I mentioned earlier, I have on that rod, it was torpedo weighted steel. I had a Suffix leader on there, 30 pound, which is right here. I run on all my copper or weighted steel rods. I still have copper rods in the boat just because I don't want to be stuck to one program. You know, if my buddy calls me and he says he's getting fish on 300-foot copper, I'm going to put one out.
yeah.
So I have a mixture between copper, weighted steel, and lead core in my boat still, but they're all on Okuma convectors. That one happened to be a 55. I have some 45s for like 150s, 100s. So I have them in different sizes, different ranges. I had it on a Okuma copper rod. One thing that's a little special with what we did on these weighted steel lines, my buddy rigs them up. His name's Jason Graham from Send It Charters. And he does a different termination on it. He doesn't use a swivel or the crimp. He actually takes Power Pro hollow core, and he's got a link to it on YouTube, how he shows rigging it up. Maybe we can add that in here.
We'll put it in the comments for sure.
But basically that hollow core acts like a Chinese finger trap on the end of the line.
Really?
And he serves the end of it like a bowstring so it won't come off. So you could literally reel this line through like I'm not going to say a micro guide, but a small guide. He runs all Dakotas and Taloras on his boat. And a lot of people have issues running that swivel through those reels.
Yeah.
So he came up with that knot, or somebody showed him. I don't know how it went, but it didn't fail on that fish. So I'm a firm believer in it. And I've been running some of his rigs for 2 or 3 years now, and I haven't had a failure. So
that's awesome. I haven't played much with the weighted steel, but you've inspired me to maybe give it a shot. I think could be I want to catch a 50-pounder now. I never thought I'd have to catch a 50-pounder, but if I want to get the record.
I never did either.
Well, I have to say, like, on behalf of all the captains here in Ludington, the whole fishing community, like, we're proud that it happened here. And you made that happen.
Yeah.
And I talked to a lot of people to try and get some background information, and everybody said you work hard and you fish hard, and you deserve that fish. So it's amazing that came on your boat. And a novice fisherman.
Yeah, he just bought his license the day before. It was his first salmon or trout.
Yeah.
I think he's caught some bass and bluegills and stuff with his family in the past, but that was definitely his first salmon. And I kind of joked around with some people afterwards. I'm actually glad it was him. When he started reeling, he was he didn't know what to do. He was just trying to power reel on him.
Sure.
And I coached him through it. It only took me about a minute of explaining what to do, and he did everything perfect. So,
good listener.
Yeah, good listener.
That's awesome. So, people ask, and people have commented on the YouTube channel that, like, what advice would you give a novice? And as a charter captain, you tend to deal a lot with novice fishermen on your boat. And so, like, what's your coaching process? What's your approach to maybe helping somebody land a fish of a lifetime?
So the first thing I would say is listen to your captain, whether it be me, you. We don't know everything, but we have the experience to, I'm not claiming I know everything, but I've seen a lot of fish get caught, know what happens when you do something wrong. So what I would tell everyone is just take it easy. Everyone wants to reel so fast right off the bat, and you're just going to wear yourself out. And with me fishing by myself without a mate, I normally run the clicker until I can know if they are, gaining line or not gaining line. And I tell them, when you hear that clicker reeling, when you're making noise when you're reeling down, you're gaining line on it. If you're not hearing it, you're not. Then normally once they get the gist of it, I turn it off and let them go.
Yeah. But we do the same exact thing.
Then when the board gets behind the boat, I always have them, once it gets about 15, 20 feet, kind of just point the rod at it and crank just to keep the board from diving. So that's one thing.
What kind of boards are you running?
That was on a Ninja board. So
Dreamweaver Ninja board.
Dreamweaver Ninja
They
board.
changed the way that board's work, don't
Yeah,
they?
it does.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
They definitely don't dive like some of the others do.
Yeah. They've for what we do with you want the board to stay out and slowly work in and not release.
Yep.
It helps you when you're fishing, especially by yourself as a captain. But yeah, what a great board. They really do work.
They are.
Well, do you have any other what's your what everybody wants to know? They need some tips from the guy that caught the state record.
As far as tips, I just go out there and put in your time. It can happen to anyone. If it can happen to us, it can happen to whoever's watching this. I think there's another bigger one out there in the lake. If there was one that big, there's got to be one bigger.
Yeah, you hit one of those fish that runs and runs and runs, and especially first thing in the morning, you're going, oh, that thing's foul hooked. We're gonna have to slow down. We're never gonna land that fish. And now I'm thinking that could be the 50.
Yep.
So I think you've put a drive in a lot of people to go out there and get a big salmon. And this is the year. These are fish of a lifetime. You're not going to see this forever. And it's amazing that the fishery and what it's producing and the fishing, in Ludington right now, and it really up and down the west coast or the east coast of Lake Michigan, west coast of Michigan, has really been outstanding for the last few weeks. And hopefully it hangs on and we can keep it going.
Right. Yeah, it has. It's been good. I know guys in Manistee all the way down, and they're all catching fish.
Yeah, it's good to see. I hope that this is the start of an up climb, and we'll see some good fishing for years to come. Well, I just want to tell you, I'm proud of you. You did a great job, and
Thank you.
I'm from here. I've lived here my whole life, and I'm so happy it happened here. And you have an open seat on my boat anytime you want to fish, and I really hope sometime we'll get to spend some time on the water.
Yeah, for sure. I'll go out on your boat over here. We'll go out in Linwood and catch some walleyes.
That sounds great to me, man. I like it over there. I got some bunch of friends over there, and we spend some time over there. So it's a great place to visit for sure. So if you're looking to, possibly catch the fish of a lifetime, Icebreaker Charters, check them out. I'm sure you have tons of open dates now, right?
Yeah. No, it's the support I've gotten from everyone, just phone calls going like crazy. So I don't have any big lake trips left. I got a couple of river trips left that's open right now. But I can't thank everyone enough in this town. Captains I don't know, Captain Chuck's here. It's just been amazing, an amazing experience. And I told this to one of my friends the other day. I said, for Lewis's sake, I hope the record doesn't get beaten, but I hope it does, so somebody else has this experience that we're going through right now.
Awesome.
So
you're like the humblest guy that I've ever.
I don't know about that, but it's been cool.
Awesome. So the Moonshine Raspberry Carbon, and there's 2 left at Chuck's, or there were, and now they're. Well, you can call and check, but I don't know. There's only 2 left up here. But Moonshine Lures, check them out. Make a great product. Catches a lot of fish. We did well on today and most days. So
yeah, most days.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys tuned in today. Bobby Sullivan, Captain Bobby Sullivan, thank you for being here. And check out Icebreaker Charters. And we'll see you guys again next week. Thanks to Bushlight, Apple, and Captain Chuck's for putting this together for us. And tune in next week. Hopefully we'll have some awesome advice for you to go out there and catch some fish.